Hello everybody, it's Quemne here, and this has been requested quite a bit. Not recently, but about a month or so back. Everyone wanted to know how to do this. Now this is going to be some editing tricks in Vegas. This is going to be a few tricks, not just one, but first one is people want to know how to upload in HD, meaning you fill the whole screen on YouTube, no black bars on the top or sides. Now you can see I've got it set here in Vegas. Now there's two ways you can do this. If you're already working on a project, you can click this button right here, Project Video Properties, or hit Alt and Enter, or hit Control N, start a new project. Well, I already have a new one set. This is untitled project, but hit Control N here. Control N. Then it'll give you this. Go to the template, HDV 720 30p. Or you can go this one. Wait. Yeah, HD 1080 60i. I guess. Oh wait. Okay. All right. Yeah. I got a little stuck there, but yeah. I usually upload in 720p because 1080p takes about 3 times as long to render as 720 does, and at this point it doesn't look any better on YouTube than 720p. So we're gonna do that. Other than that, you don't really need to touch it. If you want it to be like a widescreen format, 16:9, you go to here, and it's I think it's this one, or no, I don't remember which one it was. Shit. Well, I think it's this. Okay, the NTSC DV widescreen. Okay, but we want the square one just because we want it to fill the whole thing. It's not necessarily going to be a square, proportionate square, but it fills the whole thing. So audio, basically whatever you want. I usually have decent quality audio. Other than that, nothing good. So start that new project. Now everyone wanted to know how I edited the MOV videos, not number 5, that one was edited a little different, but MOV Good Fight Sir 1 through 4, if you remember how I edited those. I had the main screen, then the inventory, then the EP, and then the HP gauge. I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's pick a random clip here. I think this one. I think this is the one where some DH just fucks me over. Yeah, well, we'll put that in the bar there. Now, what you gotta do? Ooh, Control-Shift-Q. I never noticed that one. Okay. You make 4 video channels. Now, the main screen is going to be on the bottom. Oh, and to get, this is the one with the DH, he fucks me over. Let's see here. And boom, 622. Yeah, fucking hell. Okay, so you can see here, these are these black bars here. This is, 720p screen. If you want to get it to fit to that, there's other ways to do this, but this is the only way that I know of, and it works. So you kind of gotta wait. Don't lock the aspect ratio. You gotta stretch it like this if you want to keep the whole game screen. Otherwise you can just go, I'll show you another way you can do it, but it doesn't keep the whole game screen. And stretch it to where it fits. Yeah, you can do that, but we're not going to do that for this video. We're going to do it a different way. Now, other ways you can do it, you can right click this box here. You go down here, you click this little square right here, event, pan and crop. You can right click this, match output aspect, but it cuts off part of your video. I'm going to put that back. So this bottom channel is going to be the bottom layer. This is going to be the layer above it, this is going to be the layer above that, and this is going to be the top layer. This one has to be on the bottom, but the order of the other ones doesn't really matter. So we're going to edit this one. We're going to edit the part of the screen that we want, and then hit right click it and match output aspect ratio. Kind of want to get it as big as you can. That was a little sexual, but don't worry about it. Yeah, get the screen as large as you can. And you can see right there, it fits the whole thing perfectly. Now, I'm not really going to get all nitpicky about this. Then you hold Control, then you click and drag, add another clip right there. That copies the clip. If you hold Control and drag, it copies the clip. So you don't have to hit Control C, click somewhere, Control V. You don't got to do that. Just hold Control and click and drag. Very easy. Now this track, we're going to have this one be the inventory, which is what I usually had it as. Now, okay, I got maintain aspect ratio. Make sure that's unchecked, otherwise your box is going to stay that way. Now, you can get really nitpicky about this. You know, get it as close as possible, so you're not cutting any part of it out. You know, just zoom in with the mouse wheel. See? And now you see, we've got that, but it's on the screen right here. We don't want it to block that, so you have to go here to track motion, click that. Now, again, make sure you maintain aspect ratio. Actually, no, you want that. You want the lock aspect ratio just so it doesn't skew it or distort it or anything. Now, you get it to about the size you want. That's good right there. You know, use the, you know, just keep tapping the mouse keys and to do some fine tuning. You zoom in and then do that. See, that looks about right there. So we've got the back screen right here, which is this area, and then we've got the inventory, which is right over here for track motion. And now we're gonna make another clip. Again, hold Control, click and drag. You can do all these at once, like you can just make the 4 then edit them individually, but I'm just doing this for the sake of the video, just so you know what I'm doing. Now this one, we're gonna have it be our HP gauge. Now you're gonna zoom in on the HP. You know, be as fine as you want. Alright, there we go. Now see, that's taking up the screen again. We're gonna have to move that, and it looks all, you know, fucking blurry too. So first, actually no, before we do that, go back to Vent, Pan, and Crop, and then you have to have the Pro version. I heard this isn't on any other version, so you have to have a Pro version of Vegas. Click the mask, and then that tool. Then we're going to zoom in on this. If any of you are used to using Photoshop, you know, you got the pen tool if you know how that works. So I'm just going to do a rough sketch here, not going to really nitpick about it because it takes too long. If you just sit here and, you know, trying to get it as close knit as possible. There's a rough outline right there. And you got to make sure, whoops, pull that out again. You got to make sure that the mode is set to positive. If it's a part that you don't want, like if you want everything but that, hit negative. Anti-alias. Do we want anti-aliasing? Yeah, we do. Okay, so again, go to track motion. Now you're going to want to make sure your lock aspect ratio is on so you don't skew it. Get it to the size you want. That looks about good for a YouTube video right there. So, you know, place it wherever you want. Doesn't really matter where you place it. I just always put it there. Now we're going to do one more clip. This is going to be the EP. This is actually, you know, the easiest part. You know, just zoom in on it. I only started putting the EP in my videos, like in the MOV series, just because, you know, people were curious what EP I was when I got certain drops. EP doesn't really matter, tell you the truth. For the most part, it doesn't. Now, again, make sure lock aspect ratio is on. You know, now that I think about it, I should just put the EP in the bottom here, just in the bottom corner. I think that looks better. Yeah. Well, now you can see edits just like that. It's probably gonna lag a bit because, yeah, actually it's not lagging that bad, surprisingly. Okay. So there you have it, and then boom, 622. Now, if you want to speed these up, like say if you're going to multiply the speed, do it before you actually edit these, or you're going to have to multiply the speed of all of them. You know, multiply speed, right click the clip, go to properties, playback rate, just hit 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. 4 is the max you can do with Vegas. I usually do 2. You don't have to hit 2.000, just hit 2 and do that. And now you're going to have to do it for all the clips if you want to do it that way, then resize them. And I think you can, nope, have to do it one at a time. You know, have to time this clip takes to play, and hit Shift F12 and play from the beginning. Now let's give it a minute to, let's give my computer a minute to catch up. Yeah, there we go. See, it's playing at double speed. Yeah, this is actually a pretty quick fight. He fucked me up pretty good with that DH. Actually dominated him in the fight before, but he just got that lucky hit. And the motherfucker doesn't even trade me. Little bitch. You know, whatever. Okay, so that's how you do that. You know, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You know, make sure you got all that. Where's my audio? How do I... Oh, I know, that's when I finally render. Now, you also got to render it in HD. Go to render as... let's see here. Go to custom. Now, okay, yeah, here's where you do the audio. You can do 320 kilobytes per second, but I think 160 kilobyte, 40 kilohertz stereo is the best. Because, you know, unless you're uploading like music, then by all means use 320 kilobytes. But 160 kilobytes good for, you know, just basic. Video compression, I do not recommend putting it at 100 for your video compression. It's going to make a massive file. 90 is probably the best. I don't notice too much of, you know, being blurry. Oh wait, I saved that from the last video I rendered. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. It's pretty simple. Oh wait, I didn't go over the video. Okay, now I gotta render it. Usually I render as a WMV, Windows Media Video, I think is what it stands for. You can also render it as .avi, which renders as a larger file. Obviously, if you're using a Mac, you can't render as .wmv, so you'll have to render as .avi. But .avi, .wmv, and I believe MP4 are, you know, the most common ones to render as. But I render as WMV because it takes up the least amount of space. So, yeah, 6 megabytes per second, HD 720p. Let's go to video. Now, you can choose whatever you want, whatever size here. If you're creating the video in 1280 by 720, if you're creating the video on that, you have to render it as that. Otherwise, it's not going to look right. And like I said, you know, I got to keep that to the square ratio or whatever you want. If you like the black bars on the top and bottom, then by all means use this one. But I like it like that. Hit OK, and then, you know, name it, save, and there you go. So that's how you do that. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And you can edit on top of that. I wouldn't, unless you have a really fast computer, I would suggest rendering this down into one single clip and then adding effects, unless, you know, you have a really good computer. But I think that's it, and I hope that helped you guys. Looks complex, it really isn't. And that is all. I'll talk to you guys later.